You're listening to the O&P Check-in, an SPS podcast.
This podcast brings you the latest happenings in the O&P industry. We're unpacking trends and news from this tight-knit orthotics and prosthetics community.
Thank you for joining us. My name is Jacki Green. I'm a marketing specialist at SPS.
And I'm Brendan Erickson, regional sales manager here at SPS.
Welcome back to our listeners. If you're new to the O&P Check-in, here is what you can expect. In each episode, we provide a quick SPS update and discuss hot topics in O&P with leading professionals in the industry. Before we get started, let's hear a word from our sponsor. Take your orthotic practice to the next level with Triple Action from Becker Orthopedic. The Triple Action is designed to minimize restriction of the ankle while providing maximum therapeutic benefit to the patient. Contact your SPS sales account manager today to learn how our clinical and technical support team can help you validate, design, and fit a Triple Action AFO to your next patient.
Thank you, Becker. Now let's see what's going on over at SPS.
All right, Brendan, we have some exciting Q4 things going on.
Oh, tell me it's the promo. Is it promo time?
It's promo time, and it's our big MPK promo.
Right, that's right. Customers can purchase a qualifying foot, knee, elbow, or hand microprocessor product. And what are we giving away this year, Jacki?
We are doing a solo stove campfire.
Ooh. And
they're like little compact stoves that you can take out camping, roast a few marshmallows over. I actually think it's cute might not be the right word, but a nice little camping tool to have with you.
Yeah, good dad joke here. I hear they're a pretty hot product. Pretty bad.
That's
I know.
Good.
So we've got a lot of different MPCs out there. We'll just talk about them real quick. I'll start with Blatchford. We've got, of course, the Orion knee, the Lynx foot and ankle and knee system, the Elan ankle, and the Elan IC ankle.
And we have some OSER products, the Rio XC, Proprio, the iLim Access Hand.
Yep, and from our friends at Autobach, we've got the Sea Lake 4, the Meridium, Kenevo, B-Bionic Hand, the Dynamic Arm, and also the Michelangelo Hand.
So we have some from Podior USA as well. We have the Quattro, the Plie 3, the Connect 2.0, the Alex 2.
Yep, and then we have a new one, the Psionic Ability Hand.
That one's pretty cool. And then we also have one from Steeper USA, and it is the Aspire.
Wow, that's a pretty good list of microprocessor knees, elbows, feet, and hands. So get out there and fit these products, guys. And in addition to receiving that campfire solo stove, you will be submitted into a drawing where one clinic will be selected to receive, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is the bigger upgraded version, right?
Yes.
It's called the Bonfire.
This one is significantly larger. Like, definitely could have this out on a patio and have, a group of people, your whole clinic just kind of celebrating.
Can I cook a nice pizza on there or something?
I haven't taken it out of the box yet, just in the marketing closet, but it's pretty big. It's very hard for me to lift it up. So I would say you could probably do a pizza on it.
Let's do it. And you guys, if you do cook a pizza on it, please reply back to us at our email and let us know how it is.
Yeah, we'd love to get pictures. Tag us in social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. So you can also find all the information on this on our website under the resource tab on spsco.com, and then select promotions for details. There are several other promotions going on this quarter as well.
Awesome. And as always, you can follow the link in the show notes. Okay. Hi, everyone. Today we have two very special guests, President, CEO, and third generation owner of Snell Prosthetics and Orthotics, Mr. Frank Snell, and his daughter, Melissa Snell, the CFO or Chief Financial Officer, and also a mastectomy fitter. Welcome, Frank. Welcome, Melissa.
Thank you. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, and we're also joined by my counterpart, Southwest Regional Manager, Christina Cox-Reagan. Welcome, Christina, and thank you for joining the interview.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on today.
So, Christina, since you and Frank and Melissa have worked together for quite a while, how about you take over the first question and kick us off?
For those out there who may be unfamiliar with your clinic, Frank, and its history, could you provide a little bit of background on your company?
Well, I'll be glad to, Christina. Our company goes back to 1911. That's before Henry Ford invented the Model T Ford, okay? And at the time, it was R.W. Pop Snell. Everybody called him Pop. That was his nickname. We were so small, we were not a mom and pop. We were just a Pop, okay? But Pop had the three offices originally since 1911: Nashville, Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, where it actually began, and then Little Rock, Arkansas. And in perfect succession order, he had deemed all three sons to take over a certain office at the right time. So the oldest went to Nashville. He was dealing with the middle son, who was in Little Rock, who was Jim Snell. And then the third son, he actually wound up originally turning over to his grandson, Ronnie Snell. Well, Jim over in Little Rock decided that he was a little bored or upset or not happy working for Dad. So he takes on his own initiative and moved to Shreveport, Louisiana, and founded the Snells in Louisiana, which are now run by cousin Clint Snell. So that left the youngest son earmarked to go to Little Rock, Arkansas. Unfortunately, as tragedies sometimes happen, the young man met an untimely death in an automobile accident in his late teens. So that left Little Rock unmanned. And so Pop just reached over one notch in the generational fold and offered the position to my father, Ed Snell, who at the time in 1945, the war was winding down. He was still in a job making war munitions. The company he worked for made wooden implements, handles, axe handles, pick handles, everything that the Army might use that had a wooden handle. And comically enough, he thought, well, wooden handle, wooden leg, what's the difference? So that's the story how the family wound up in Little Rock. And my dad was very active in the business, made it grow, and kept it alive. And ultimately, I joined him in 1972.
That's awesome.
So, what was it like working with your dad when you joined him? And did you feel any pressure to innovate or transform the business in your own way, or did you just feel like you had free reign?
Well, you remember that, I remember rather that I was pretty young because I had started working for my dad when I was actually 14, Saturdays, sweeping floors and just doing janitorial business. But I started, laminating sockets and finishing processes and all that, summers from age 15, 16 on up. And at the time, the certification requirements were much different back then in the early 70s than they are today. The idea of having a master's degree was it just wasn't there. Okay. So I actually, finished my schooling and went to Northwestern University when it was not the full long program that it is today. So I actually attended the very first long-term orthotics program that Northwestern offered, starting in 1970, and then later took the prosthetic courses. And I was a CPO by the time I was 22 years old. So it was like I stepped into a fast-moving train. People who hire these days, it seems like they have a lot to learn. Me, I had to learn it fast.
So, Melissa, what has your experience been like joining in the family business and working with your dad?
Well, kind of similar to his story, a little bit different. When I was in high school, I would work summers down here occasionally, did a lot of filing, which our filing cabinets no longer exist anymore, which is a great improvement. So answering phones, things like that. But there was never any pressure of, hey, why don't you go this route in college? Why don't you take these courses? Why don't you consider the practitioner route? So I moved to Texas and got a degree in marketing. And then when I came home, I decided to pursue a master's degree in business. And then, so while I was doing that, I came down here and started working again while I did my master's program. And then I enjoyed it so much. You know, it's fun working in a family atmosphere. We had so many long-term employees that had been with us, you know, at that point, probably 25 years. You know, some of them ended up staying, you know, almost 40 years. So it was definitely a family atmosphere, and I enjoyed it so much. So I decided I kind of like this, and I think I want to stick around. I think I want to stay and put my business degree to use in this manner instead. So it was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's really cool. And I mean, you kind of mentioned some of the benefits of a family-run business. In our industry, it kind of seems like you guys may be one of the few remaining of that, especially at the size of your guys' business. But I guess the question, this would be to either of you guys, how do you think your family-run business is suited to overcome obstacles? And is it a benefit? Is it more difficult? Just your opinion on a family-run business versus maybe a corporately owned business.
Well, yeah, Brendan, I've always had the opinion that we could almost move at the speed of light compared to corporate atmospheres and corporate protocols, policies. When my dad retired in '84, we had the one office and had about 6 or 7 employees. So we were quite small. We're having possibly some more competition, you know, in our area. So without really planning to grow to 10 offices, it just kind of happened. But it happened in an orderly fashion over several years. When an opportunity would come forward, like a doctor would call from out of town saying that he had no orthotic prosthetic services, would we come up there and, you know, meet with him? Opportunities kept coming our way. And so through those, the fact that I didn't have to really ask anybody, I just did it. Okay.
Right.
And been so blessed over the years that most of my decisions turned out to be profitable, healthy decisions. Not all. You always learn more from your mistakes than you do your successes. But it's all turned out for the good. And through the years, we've now grown to 10 offices and 60 employees. And I just feel very blessed. Melissa?
I think some of the benefits probably are we think a lot alike. So there's not the conflict that's there about, I think the business should do this versus that. And that may be the way that you set it up working with us versus, you know, your father working with you. It might be a little difference in there, but it's easy. It's an easy working relationship. There's no holding back. We don't have to hide anything. We can feel free to say what we want, to give our opinion, to give any kind of advice that we feel is necessary, and it's all taken in the right manner. And so I think in that way, it's a very easy working relationship, and it makes, you know, when we talk a lot, and so we do a lot of meetings. We talk after hours. We talk before hours. We talk on holidays. So it never shuts off, but that's a good thing too, because that way nothing slips through the cracks and everything gets taken care of.
On the other hand, are there challenges associated with managing a family-owned business, and how have you handled those challenges? In what areas of business? Okay,
that's a good question, Christina. I think that some of the challenges are just not letting it override your personal life to excess. My wife and I are in the years of our marriage. We've been married for 51 years, and you know this, but I'll tell the listeners. We enjoy the RV life, okay, and so we're on the road quite a bit during the year, or as much as we can be. And so that leaves somebody to do my work, necessarily while I'm gone. However, with the modern technology that we have, and if COVID taught us anything, it's how to use Zoom. And so we're never away from the office, so to speak. I can be in a KOA campground in Mount Airy, North Carolina, talking to insurance companies about authorizations and things like that, company benefits, and et cetera, et cetera. So I've surrounded myself with some very capable key people. It's a family-owned business, but we have some terrific local managers of our offices and a VP of clinical services that is such an asset to the company. And again, this falls back to the fact that I don't have to answer to somebody about salary restraints or what benefit package I'm going to offer somebody. We tend to move at the speed of light.
And I think being a family-owned business, it's given us the freedom to set up our corporate culture in that same manner also, making the people that we work with, and like you're saying, the people in our satellite offices and the people that we work with here in Little Rock, it makes it more of a family atmosphere because it's like extending our own family. And it makes a very pleasant work environment, and it makes it a lot more fun.
Can you talk a little bit about the longevity of your employees?
Sure, Christina. That's another topic that we're very proud of. The average Snell employee in today's roster of our employee list has been with our company for 12 years. And that includes our 4 residents who have been here for 6 months to a year and a half, all the way up to managers who have been with us for 35, 36 years. We've actually had several long-term employees retire in the last, 4 or 5 years?
5 or so.
But, yeah, and which makes that average tenure kind of threatening. But 12 years is our number right now, and I think in today's culture, you'll find that to be much, much better than average.
So for clinicians out there that are interested in this type of family business structure, do you have any advice for preparing the next generation of talent for joining the clinic?
I guess my advice would be careful what you ask for. There's the safety of working in a large corporation environment where you can do quiet quitting or something like that and nobody's going to bug you. It wouldn't happen around our company. Everybody's too in tune with everybody else, their job, their responsibility. We are a team. We rely on each other. If somebody's not pulling their weight, it will be the Jack Welch theory of the bottom 10% just need to go work someplace else. It's not that we're demanding. We just feel like that you owe a responsibility. I owe one to you as a staff member, and you owe one back to the company for the opportunity to work with us. So
if you're not happy here, then it's almost you're not doing yourself any favors by continuing in a place where you're not fully fulfilled. And I think it'd be better, for that reason.
Yeah. I do think though that our culture and the fact that we've had so many long-term employees and still have so many long-term employees that our protocols are put together pretty well.
Well, you had this, I'm sure, like I had this, in that there were some people that were working here a long time before you came aboard.
Oh, yeah.
And so you almost had to prove yourself, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
So the people that watched you grow up over the years, they used to play practical jokes on you as a kid. And you had to prove yourself as an adult.
True. Yeah, I certainly was the youngest employee at one time. And
I was too.
And I've created a new category in our demographics. when you look at the decades and of the people who work here, which decade they were born in, I just call the category 60 and plus. Okay. So
He's the plus.
yeah, I'm the plus. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, you guys must have so many good experiences, and we talked about kind of some of the benefits and challenges, but I'm going to kind of go off script here and ask you guys, what if you had to drill it down, and each one of you, what's the secret sauce to longevity? And it doesn't need to be business, because Frank, I'm super impressed with the 51 years of marriage, and I'd like to learn some secrets of success there. But just you guys seem so happy and so fulfilled, and obviously it's been successful over time. If you each had to have one secret to success for the longevity of your business, what would it be?
Brennan, without apology, I would have to say that it's priorities. You realize that God's put you on this earth for a purpose. Mine has been so blessed to help rehabilitate lives and be a part of success stories, to watch people who have faced so much adversity overcome it. Certainly, I tell my employees this, the success that they're able to enjoy in the company, a lot of that goes to my wife, because she has tolerated me for 51 years, and she's been the perfect helpmeet, to the point to where every 5 years I'm not dividing up half my stuff in a bad marriage. And so therefore the employees are much more blessed financially, because I've been so blessed. And I say that tongue in cheek, but it's really true. So, and then, again, you talk about the secrets of sauce of marriage. Choose wisely. That's the secret sauce. And I was very fortunate to choose wisely. And the last and not least is, hire carefully. Not everybody that comes knocking on your door fits in your culture. And I know that because I made tons of mistakes. But the ones that have ridden the ride with us for so long are the ones that adopt the culture, mutual respect for each other. We don't take advantage of our employees, and we don't expect them to do more than what they should do to a company that loves and appreciates them.
No, I mean, I don't think I could say it any better. Patient care has to come first. We have to take care of our patients. We have to set the example of, you do what's right by your patient. You do the best thing for your patient. You put the best product on them to take care of them in the best way possible. So I think that's one thing that we do. But in that familial environment, we do care about each other. Every family has something going on. We all have struggles in life. We all have different issues that we have to go to. So we have to work together on those. And what can we do to help you succeed? And then, professionally and personally too, in a way, and that what can we do to support you? So I think that's a big important factor in what we do.
For me, I've attended several of your Team Snell events,
Mm-hmm.
and I love what your company does for enrichment of not only business enrichment, but like personal enrichment and bigger awareness of, different cultural things. Frank, you talked about it, the age at your age versus the 24, 25-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
You had a fantastic event on communication amongst age groups and understanding your coworkers.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of what you do in that aspect of things goes with your success in not only the longevity of your employees, but also the overall success. And I know that you put a lot into those events and researching who you're going to bring and the themes. Can you share with us? Because I think that is part of that family-owned business in that you were so supporting of your culture, your employees, and your overall business acumen, if that's the best way to put it.
Well, Christina, of course, you know as well as anybody what Team Snell is. It's a fun day, okay? And in spite of all the fun we have, I think everybody learns a lot. It's the only day of the year that all 60 of our staff members from all over the state of Arkansas are under the same roof on the same day. And so it's designed to be special. It's designed for people to interact. We place everybody on teams. The teams are made up of admin people, clinicians, satellite employees, Little Rock employees, male, female, every diversity you can figure out. There's somebody plugged into a team. And so you're interacting with folks that have a whole lot different responsibility than you have in the company. But you're all managing the day together and coming out with a successful outcome. So yes, we've done this now for
28
28 years. We've had a Team Snell event. It started out very small.
It was a half a day
and
at a hotel conference room.
And now it has a theme.
Uh-huh.
So we've had pirate theme, circus theme, dog show theme, Western theme, baseball theme, and everything like that.
And everything in between.
And that's kept a secret from the employees until they actually get to the event. Then we have basically the curtain goes back and here we go again. So it's a very, very fun day, a very exciting day. And the employees, I know they look forward to it because they tell the new employees who were not at Team Snell last year what a great day it's going to be. So, they enjoy it.
And it's fun kind of holding that little secret back and everybody guesses. They like to try to get it out of us, what the theme's going to be. So it's a lot of fun. We work really hard on this event because we really want it to be a team building day. And as for the speakers, we kind of look at what's going on currently in the business. So what holes need to be plugged? What educational parts need to be expanded on? What do we want to impart to everybody on that day? And then we try to find a speaker to fill that void, to hit that topic and to really drill it home so that we can better ourselves and be a better company as a whole. And we play games all throughout the whole day. Everybody wins prizes. It's a lot of fun.
I want to come to Team Snell Day.
Come on.
You're everybody's invited to Team Snell. Okay, everybody.
Christina, what are some of your experiences going?
I think I've been for the last 7 or 8 years, Frank. And so we did do one in COVID where there was a Gilligan's Island theme, I think. And that was via Zoom, but not quite the same as the other days. But it is having worked for big companies, small companies, it is one of the best organized meetings for one day. You get so much out of it. I learn a lot, just myself. I've used what I've learned at Frank's meetings. I follow some of the authors that have written books. This last lady, I think I follow her podcast as well.
Yes.
And it's just, I get as much enrichment. I appreciate the fact that I've been able to attend all these years because it has enriched me personally as not only your sales rep, but also in a bigger picture of who I am. And then lastly, it is a spectacular event.
Before I open it up for you guys for anything that you'd like to add, I'm going to go off script one more time. Your guys' company has been around, you mentioned pre-World War I, right? You must have seen all types of obstacles, all different trends. What do you guys see in the crystal ball for the next 5 years of O&P? And I'll just leave it at that without even leading you at all.
Okay. I think that if I knew the answer to that, I could probably retire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
A rich man. Brendan, we're going to be faced with a lot of the same things that we're facing now. I do worry about the overall U.S. economy and the health, the inflationary pressures that are driving everybody's cost up, not just O&P, but everybody's cost. I worry about the residents coming out of school with so much debt that they are under the gun to expect so much from their first job when they're so inexperienced and still learning. I'm not convinced yet that the sky's falling. Okay, I know who's in charge. It's not me. I've just got faith that we're gonna be okay. We just have to continue to be smart, take care of the opportunities that present themselves. And so we've done some of that. We've shored up some state funding with Arkansas Medicaid. We're being a little more careful about which contracts we sign and pick and choose. We try to grow the very best staff that we can, so we feel like that no matter what they pay, they're getting a bargain. Okay, and make our company just more valuable to the people we serve.
And I think if we stay alert and really pay attention to what's going on currently, and then keep our communication going. And I think that's another way a family business can weather these storms a little bit better. Work together, and I think we can ride it out for sure. And as long as we stay flexible, and we're willing to change, and that's something, as old as we are very willing to change and keep up with technology, keep up with whether it's our patient care software or new. We're involved with beta testing with different products. As long as we're willing to change and grow with the times, I think that's one of our biggest assets.
Okay, so Frank and Melissa, thank you so much. Now's the time that you can add anything that's on the top of your head. You've got a vast audience of listeners here within the O&P world, we hope. So, yeah, we'll leave it to you guys. Anything you'd like to add?
Sure, Brendan. Some of our success, and I mean this from the heart, some of our success comes from the fact that we have such a strong partnership with SPS. I know you're not asking for a commercial, but I'm going to give you one anyway. We have grown our partnership with SPS, and the reason we've grown it is because it's been a win-win situation. We do better, sound like Charles Schwab. We do better when you do better, that kind of thing. But it's true. It can't be one-sided. But the services, the products, the relationship, the pricing, it's all been such a positive relationship. We're looking forward to our meeting with y'all next week in San Antonio. And it's such a strong relationship that I think that it's been very positive for each of us to make the commitment to each other.
Well, thank you for those kind words. That's amazing. And I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there that want to thank you in person for everything you've provided to the O&P industry. And me being out on the West Coast, I haven't met you in person, but I'd like to shake your hand one day and say thank you.
Look forward to it.
All right. If you would like to learn more about Snell Prosthetics and Orthotics, you can follow the link in our show notes.
Well, there you have it. Thank you for listening to the O&P Check-in, an SPS podcast.
If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Please rate and review the show to help fellow O&P professionals find us.
We'd also like to hear from you directly. What topics do you want us to cover? Do you have any burning questions? Email us with your thoughts and feedback at spspodcast@spsco.com. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.